Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Yulitari Flora Teresa Hutapea. I am an MBA student at ITMI. Currently, I'm taking the Corporate Finance course, which is being taught by Professor Roy Sambal. On this occasion, I would like to share a mind mapping of the key concepts I have learned during this Corporate Finance course. In the first week of the Corporate Finance course, I learned about financial management and time value of money. Financial management is the optimal orchestration of internal and external financial resources towards significant and sustainable value creation. For a company, the goals are to maximize profit and maximize shareholder wealth. However, there is the principal agent problem, which is a conflict of interest between shareholder and managers, where shareholders hire managers to operate the firm, but managers may not act in ways that maximize shareholder wealth. The solution to the principal agent problem include making manager compensation reflect share prices, stock options, firing managers who do not perform well, takeover, and implementing good corporate governance. There are 5 principles in implementing good corporate governance, which are transparency, accountability, responsibility, independency, and fairness, often abbreviated as a tariff. In running a business, Prof. Ramcharan in his book What the CEO Wants You to Know identify 5 essential elements for value creation, such as cash, profit margin, velocity, growth, and customer focus. In the second and third weeks of the corporate finance course, I learned that a good company is not always a good investment. We must invest from the beginning and carefully consider our investment. The higher the investment risk, the higher the return we will earn. It is also important to understand rule number 72, which explains how long it will take for an investment to double in value based on a fixed annual rate of return. Additionally, it is important to note that the time value of money is not linear, but rather an exponential calculation. In the fourth week of the corporate finance course, I learned how to determine whether a company is financially healthy or not. To assess a company's financial health, we can look at its financial ratio. There are 5 key financial ratios that we can use to assess a company health, such as liquidity, profitability, activity, leverage, and market ratio. This ratio can be found in the balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. In this week, we also study about capital budgeting to determine whether an investment is feasible or not. The ratio used to evaluate the feasibility of an investment in capital budgeting include NPV, PI, IRR, and payback period. In the 5th and 6th weeks of the corporate finance course, I learned about corporate restructuring and fraud risk management. Not all companies are financially healthy, and some may face financial problems that could lead to bankruptcy. When this happens, companies must take survival and business transformation action, such as stopping losses, financial restructuring, temporary pivoting, strategic realignment, redefining the core business, and finding a new ways of doing business. Additionally, companies are vulnerable to fraud, which may be perpetrated by employees. Therefore, it is important to have fraud risk management. Several steps can be taken to prevent fraud, including building employee ethics, writing SOP to follow when fraud is detected, raising awareness of fraud prevention, improving office software and hardware security, and and creating whistleblower mechanism. Companies can also provide incentive for employees who refrain from fraud or for those who report fraud. There are 4 types of incentive that can be provided, such as physical, monetary, social, and moral. In the 7 and 8 weeks of corporate finance course, I learned about dividend policy and the EMH experiments. In this section, I learned why companies distribute dividends. This is the signal to investors that the company's financial condition is in a good shape. The larger the dividend distributed, the more profitable the company is and the more beneficial it is to investors. Next, we study about the efficiency market hypothesis or EMH. EMH is an economic and financial theory that suggests that stock prices reflect all available information in the market. In other words, the market is considered efficient if the price of a security, such as stock, reflects all relevant information, both public and private. Therefore, no one can consistently beat the market by using already available information, as it is already reflected in the stock price. There are 3 forms of efficient market hypothesis. The first is weak from efficiency is that stock prices reflect all historical price and trading volume information. This means technical analysis like analyzing past price movement and volumes cannot be used to beat the market. The second is semi-strong from efficiency, that stock prices reflects all public information, including financial reports, company news, and economic events. This means fundamental analysis such as analyzing financial reports, news, and etc. will not provide an advantage for investor. The third, strong form efficiency, that stock prices reflect all information including both public and private information, such as insider information. In this case, even those with non-public information such as insider trading cannot beat the market. If the market is truly efficient, there is no way to consistently beat the market in the long run. An effort such as technical or fundamental analysis would be futile because information is already reflected in the market price. Therefore, EMH supports a passive investment strategy such as investing in stock indices that track the overall market. Studying corporate finance is essential because it helps in making effective financial decisions, both for manager and investor. By understanding the concept like capital budgeting, time value of money, and valuation, companies can manage investment more wisely and increase shareholder value. Furthermore, corporate finance provides insight into capital market, risk management, and optimal investment strategy, including an understanding of the efficient market hypothesis (EMH). This will also play a crucial role in preventing financial risk and fraud through the implementation of good corporate governance. Moreover, corporate finance helps companies survive in crisis situations through sound restructuring strategy and cash management. Thus, corporate finance serves as a foundation for creating sustainable business growth and long-term financial stability. Okay, that's all the advantage and material that I have learned in corporate finance course at ITMI University. Thank you.